Hello there and welcome to the second part. Now, after visualizing the first, part of this earthquake data or earthquake dashboard in Tableau, we will going to create the second visualization. And second visualization, if I take you here, this is the first one. The second visualization is earthquake distribution over 100 years. So this is nothing but your histogram, right? So you have, by having the impact of same colors that we are having it over here, and they are showing the magnitude and count of occurrence, right? So you'll see how we can create it. However, it is very straightforward. With just couple of clicks we will be creating it. So what do we need? We are here in sheet 2. If you remember, I created this for time related stuff, so I'm removing this. Now if I just click on magnitude, that's what I need to do. Go to the show me, and here is my histogram, right? So I have my histogram within like 2 clicks, right? Now if you go back, you don't see 0 over here, right? It is starting from 2. So they have excluded, or Chimdi has excluded this, so I'm going to exclude this. Now visualization is similar to that. And then once we have this, we need to make sure that bins are same. So how do you check whether the bins are same or not? Well, for that you need to go into this visualization by clicking here and clicking on go into the sheet, right? And the main field, the columns or these values are your EQ underscore primary bin, which is over here. So if I go here and click on edit, you will see that this is 0.5 bin based on the field magnitude, right? So if I go here, I should have magnitude bin over here, and if I click edit, I can change the name like it was there, but I think this is better. Size of the bin is already 0.5, so I'm good, right? This is what I need. So so once we have done that, right, what do we need is we have count, and but what we are showing in tooltip, if you observe, is magnitude bin. That's not what we want to show. We want to show the actual magnitude that has happened on this particular bar. So to do that, two things. One is color, right? If you see this color, this is what we need. So for that we have this color here. So if I put it on the color, we will going to get the similar color, and I think it is great, major, strong, moderate. So great, I will drag this up, major, strong, moderate, right? Light, micro, minor, light, micro, minor, right? So since they are light, they are coming on the left side. They are major or huge earthquake, big earthquake with high magnitude, they are coming on this side. So that's one. Then what we will do is we will bring the magnitude on the tooltip. From sum, we will going to get average. Go into the tooltip, remove this bin and color richer. Okay, so once we are there, right, I will just correct this. Instead of count of magnitude, if I remember, this one is just magnitude, so I'll write that, and count of magnitude, rather than this should be count of occurrence, as it is mentioned over there. So that's what you have. This is what the magnitude is, and this is count of occurrence. If you don't like the 3 decimal values, 7.169, you can come over here, go to the format in the pane, right? You have numbers, custom, reduce this, and this should be gone. Yep, you have now the magnitude. So this is the second visualization. Only thing is you right click and format, and we need to make sure formatting for the sheet is black, right? So this is what the black part is, but the lines are still coming. So what do we need to do is come over here, none, right? For rows, none, right? And we don't need axis rulers. For column also we don't need axis rulers, and even the ticks, we don't need ticks, we don't need ticks. And even if you see this zero line, we don't need a zero line. Over here, none. So this is removed, right? Okay, so now this is gone. The only thing is we need to right click and format these little bit. And over here, I will make it slightly more visible, as you can see. Maybe a little bit bold, right? Yeah, I'm just experimenting. Yeah, this one is good. Same with this, right click, format, and over here, this, and slightly bold. So they basically show the impact, but nothing more than impact from the perspective somebody wants to view it. Now, we don't want to view this count of magnitude sort of a field. So edit axis, remove this, close this. Similarly from here, edit axis and remove this. Should be good. Okay, so now we have our second visualization. Now let's go to the main visualization and look at, I think, the third and the final visualization, which is this particular map, right? And about the map, if I just increase this a little bit, about the map, if you will observe, this is the kind of the icon which you will find it, right? And you can go on the website, like for example, you can say earthquake icon, right? And you will find, for example, if I just use this earthquake icon and symbols, right? So for your practice, you will find, okay, come on, show something. All right, they are earthquake icon. Okay, these are so many earthquake icons you can see, right? Similar to this, what is being used by Chimdi. You can do this, or you can even come into the images, right? And we need to do a bit of a search, something like this, right? Where do earthquake happens, or this, something similar to this, or I don't know, even this. So this is something what we can probably right click, save image as. However, if I tell you what I did, I basically created in the PowerPoint, and I'll show you that. Earthquake icon, and I need to go in documents, and I need to go to my Tableau repository, and over here I have shapes, right? I have proportions. If you see, I created this earthquake icon in the PowerPoint just in case I needed that. So over here I'm opening up my PowerPoint, and I'll just show you in a few seconds how you can create it very easily in the PowerPoint. Okay, so you have this. I'm going to create the new PowerPoint, right? And over here, close this, close this. Very simple, right? It's about just making circles. So coming here, drawing a short circle, right? And making it like a black. And from this, no outline. Control C, Control V, and now we don't want to fill the shape. No fill. Okay, but we need outline in this case. So we increase this little bit, right? So now this is this. To see, Control V, we again increase this little bit. That's just a small thing you need to do, but this is a good practice from the perspective you want to create your own icon, since you don't want to, let's say, put into that issue of copyright and something like that. In that case, you have your own way of how you can create an icon. So let's just see. Yeah, this one is slightly big, as you can see. Now, I'm not a PowerPoint expert, but yeah, I just try to do my work. Yep, something like this would be better. Yeah, C, Control V, further. Yeah, and I will just use my arrow keys, up arrow, left arrow, right. So depends on how many we want, and we can increase that as much as we want and put it on top of each other. So you can see this can also be something which is useful from the perspective of icon. Then you select everything by dragging it, right clicking, group, and then right click, save as picture, and save it wherever you want. Ideally it's in my Tableau repository and shapes, and where I'm saving is proportion, and this is where I saved it earlier as an earthquake or earthquake icon. Okay, so this is what I did. Let me just see how it is coming for us in this case. So first of all, save this, right? And now we will have this particular map. So let's just go and see this. Oh, here you are. All right. So this is based on the cities, right? If I'm not wrong. So if I take this, go up, location. Okay. So you have the country location over here. So based on the country they are creating this. So you have country, and this is basically based on how do you want to earthquake magnitude or number of measures, right? Damage incurred, or number of deaths, or houses destroyed, or number of injuries. So what we can do is, first of all, before creating a visualization, we need to create a parameter, right? So this way we can basically be in alignment with our visualization. So we will create one parameter, then one calculated field, and then we will going to create the visualization so that the impact is coming. Okay, so let's go to our Tableau and where we are creating this. And first thing first is creating the parameters. All right, so over here, create parameter, and here in the parameter, we will give the name of that field is switch map. Let's give the same name, switch map. That means switching the map based on the measure that we are selecting, and we'll select the string. We will select a list because we want to show a list of values like this, right? So going back, so the very first value we have is earthquake magnitude, right? So the value over here is basically your magnitude. You want to display as in the front end as earthquake magnitude. So what I'll do is I will just change this to magnitude, and I think that's what it is showing, earthquake magnitude. Okay, let's just do that, double click, earthquake magnitude, so that it is user friendly, right? Second is your damages incurred in million. So this one, damage in bracket dollar. So this is a value that we need. So we'll make sure that this is the name that we will use for backend processing when we will create calculated field. And over here, damages incurred. This is what we want to show to our front end user. Number of deaths, and I think this is, so number of deaths, I don't know if we have it over here. No. Okay, number of deaths, number of houses destroyed, houses damaged, right? So houses destroyed and damaged, we will just say for now houses destroyed, number of houses destroyed, number of houses destroyed, and we just need to make sure that the field name should match what is present here. So we will see whether destroyed and damaged is same thing, or whether we have something, as you can see, damaged, destroyed, description. So we just need to see whether some other field like houses destroyed is present or not. Then we have number of injuries, so injuries description, but I don't see an injury, so maybe down below, a number of injuries and number of missing person, number of missing person. So the thing is here, the value and the display as is different, because this value represent the field, right? And display as is basically how do you want to display it in the front end. So what do we need is, we need to make sure these four, number of deaths, number of houses destroyed, number of injuries, number of missing person, we should have the right values. So for now I will click OK, and here you have, as you can see, the field, the four field, right? So I will go in this parameter and click on edit, number of deaths. So this is a small d, that's the only change what we need, right? Number of deaths, so it matches here. Number of houses destroyed, it's same, so no issues. Number of injuries, same. Number of missing person, right? So these all are same. So we will go ahead and click OK. Now if I just click over here, drop down and click on show parameter, I have these parameters. Now we need to make sure that our visualization is taking an impact of whatever value we are changing, so that this particular measure is selected. So for that, what we do is we create a calculated field. So we create calculated field, right? And calculation, and this will be your same, let's give the same name, switch map, and we will use the case statement. We say case, and this is how it basically runs, case, whatever that case is. So in this case is switch map, right? Switch map, this is how the color of the parameter is. When, right, when you have earthquake magnitude, then magnitude, right? When you have damages incurred, damages, that means the value within the parameter, damages incurred dollar millions, and we just need to make sure that whatever we are writing here should match over here. Then where is the damages dollar million, damages dollar million, when you have the third wheel number of deaths, then number of deaths, very straightforward, right? When you have number of houses destroyed, then number of houses destroyed. When you have the next one, which is number of injuries, make sure the spelling should not be different from what you have here in this parameter, otherwise it will not work. Number of injuries, and when finally I believe is number of missing person, number of missing person, then number of missing person. So we just need to make sure that it is person or persons, right? So then after that we call it and. So destroyed injuries and persons, just we'll quickly make sure it is person and injuries. So an extra s that it has, we need to make sure that we are removing this, otherwise it will not going to work. Number of deaths, right? So I will just also make sure number of deaths, it is small d, so that's also we need to make sure. So very careful what we are writing. Number of deaths, right? I think I cannot, okay, we can select. So earthquake magnitude matching, damages incurred dollar space millions, space millions. Number of deaths matching, number of houses destroyed, number of injuries, number of missing person. Spending that extra 1 or 2 minutes will go in a long way to use this effectively. All right, so we have this. Now what we will do is what we are planning to use is basically the country, right? And this is based on your measure what we are selecting. So in our case the measure is switch map, right? So I'll select, hold down my control key and select this. So we have country selected, we have switch map selected. I'll go in a show me and I'll click over here, and what it is showing me, longitude latitude by default, this is what it is coming, right? Let's just try to change this. Damages incurred, deaths, yep, you can see the impact, houses destroyed, injuries, missing person. So magnitude, damages incurred. So just need to make sure that why nothing is happening when we are clicking on damages incurred millions, right? Because we have this damage dollar millions. So first thing first, check the parameter, damage dollar millions, damages incurred dollar millions, click OK. So we have this, where is that switch map? Here you go, edit, damages space incurred. Okay, there is no, I believe there is no space between this and this. We just need to double check that. Oh, not this. Where are you? Huh. Looks like it's hanging. Hi. Okay. It's just, this is a small thing. I think there is a space. Damages incurred, CURRED damage. This is where sometimes, we need to make sure that the value is being coming. And what I can do is this, and I can do tooltip as well, right? So switch map is coming blank, right? So that means something is not right. So in this case, it is displaying the value. So something is really happening in case of, I think, earthquake magnitude and damages incurred, the first two values, and this is where some work is required. So let me pause this and come back so that I'll show you the exact solution. I see what I was doing wrong, and it's a silly mistake. It should be the value, not what we are displaying. I was I was mentioning it incorrectly. So whatever is mentioned as a value within the parameter, this is what it needs to come, right? So we have this magnitude, and then we have a value which is damages $million. So I just corrected that and should work fine now. Damages $million, apply, okay. Yes, you have it. Perfect. Good. That's so it was working for rest of the other values like number of deaths and all, because they were same, right? Similar to what you had as a measure. So in case statement, we need to take this value and match with the field. What I was taking incorrectly is display field, which is only to display for the front end user. So we have this, but the only thing is you are having this white background compared to what you have it over here. Plus, there are a lot of other fields. First thing first is there is a color switcher. So, and even before that, if I show you, you have this circles, right? Which is like this. So in that case, what we do is we change it to shape. Go here, more shapes. From here, we go to proportion, if you remember, and we click on reload shapes. So up to us, what do we want? Let's just choose this one, apply, okay, right? And we bring the color richer over here, and that way it is now, you will see that it is changing the color. It's quite straightforward. Houses, and it will display better when you have the proper background. So from the format menu, map, sorry, not from the format, but from the map, you have dark map, right? So this is basically a dark map that you have, and from the map menu, you have other options as well, but dark is fine, I believe, like it is. However, if you see, it is much more darker. So I will again go into the map. We will look at the map layers, right? And we'll try to have it base, land cover, but base. Okay, we remove the base, and what it gives us similar to this. If I try to change it for earthquake magnitude, incurred, so it's quite light what it is coming here. However, what we are showing is good enough information. We don't need state, province, or country, region names, borders, probably no, or in this visualization it is shown. Okay, so we have this, and then all right, and this, if I increase the size a little bit, yeah, it is coming much more apparent. So we can also experiment with if it is showing you also too light. I think last time when I was doing this, if I choose this, because it's already light color, if I click apply, now you can see it is coming a bit darker, right? You can see it probably here. Now it is properly displaying to you magnitude, right? So I think this one is better, what we created in a PowerPoint, rather than what we get it from the the web. Okay, so we have this. Now on top of that, there is a filter magnitude, so that you can right click, show filter magnitude. We can change the name, come over here, we have edit title. We can just say magnitude and not the sum of magnitude. I think it is average magnitude is something what we need to take, not the sum. and tell me why in comments why we need to do that, right? Average magnitude, show filter, and we can format this. Let's format this. Where are you? Show filter, edit filter, format filter. This is font. All I'm just thinking, measure is this. Ideally it should give me in the format. Let's just go here, and okay, so basically all of these fields I can format, but not this one technically. I think that's what it is giving me, but let me just see if there is anything else that is present for formatting in terms of number. Format filter, it's only formatting the filter but nothing else. Shading border, all right, no issues, we can leave it here. And then what we can do is we have, I think we have this, we have region filter as well. So over here we have region, so you right click and click on show filter, and here we can choose like single value drop down, right? That way it will show us single value, or we can also choose the multi-value drop down, as you could see. So I can choose all, and then it will show me everything. Okay, so this is, I think, what we had so far. Now it's all about creating a dashboard, right? So let's move on and create the dashboard. Okay, so for that, first of all, let's save the work. All right. And I will give you some pointers about commentary and all as how you can learn this. So dashboard. In this dashboard, it is quite straightforward, but there is a lot of things going on. First of all, if you see at the top, you have this, right? And then you have this big one container, and down there you have this text box. On the left hand side, you have one container. On the right hand side, you have one not container, but a blank object. And this is outer layer is this one main container, which is, this is top down approach. So this is what vertical will come, one below the another, right? And then we have all of these different types of containers, which is part of this, right? So you have even the filter map, year is also coming. So we need to choose the year also as a filter. So if I go here and double click and say just map, so we need to also show the year as a filter. Show filter. So this is what the filter is for year. Along with that, I think in the image, in this particular visualization, there are some, so they have added like some other stuff as well. Country, day of occurrence. So country is present. We will put those values as well, because it will start showing it as a tooltip. Day of occurrence, it increases the value, as you could see. Time of occurrence is also part of that. Day of occurrence, time of occurrence, location name is also there. This is all part of how you want your visualization to be. So location name, oops, it's already there. Why I'm adding it over here? It needs to be added over here. Location name. So we have, okay, over here we have to add the day of occurrence. I was adding it at the wrong place. Day of occurrence. Okay, day of occurrence. This is also need to be discrete, and exact date, discrete, year, exact date, discrete is fine. remove this, right? You can see, yeah, it is more like a dimension that is being added. Continuous. I think in our case we have to keep choosing this. Switch map flag tsunami. So where are you? Flag tsunami. Yeah, there you go. Detail. So whether tsunami came or not, that's basically what it is. So looks like most of this is what we already have. Day of occurrence. Only in case of time of occurrence, you can see we are getting that issue. I have told you earlier how you can format it. Now it's time you practice it about changing the format of time. So I think in the very first visualization I told you, here if you see the second value in the tooltip, time of occurrence, this is what I told you earlier. You need to do the same over here, and that's something you can take it as a practice. Also format it, properly, like a proper, visualization or tooltip, something like this, what we already have. Okay, so once we have this, right, what we do is we come over here. We come over here in our dashboard, not in this dashboard, but we come over here in our dashboard and we have our map. We have all these values that needed to be there, and here let's first of all add a vertical container, right? Because that's what it is needed for creation of all the objects one below the another. So if I go back to the main dashboard, first thing first is this earthquake of a century. So in this case, the Chimdi has taken the floating, right? But what I will do is I will going to take the text object over here, and for now I will simply double click and copy this. Instead of writing it line by line, paste it here and click OK. So nothing is coming to you because the background is not black, right? Also, this part need to be in center. Okay. All right. So what do we do to make it black? Well, first of all, we select outer container, layout, background, black. Okay. I'm choosing this first one over here, and we will format it as we feel like. But you can see that because of this container and some more settings, it looks like it is not end to end but part of this. But we will change this and format it the way we want. So this is back, and this is now the text is coming as we are seeing over here. Now the second visualization, right? So we go to the dashboard, we come over here and we bring the second visualization. Significant earthquakes over 100 years. These are the years. This is what the values are. The values are changing the interval, so you can right click, edit access, right, tick marks, major tick marks. You can make a tick interval. So as soon as you do that, you have 1 to 10, right? So this should be fine as well, instead of 0 to this much. So we have this. Only thing is here I don't like too much eye attention to the white label, so that's why I'm keeping it a little bit light. User first see okay where he wants to see the impact and then what the year is, not like what the year is and then what is the impact. I want him to focus on visualization. So right click, edit access, and I will just remove the magnitude over here. Okay, so that way it will get more space. But then we get a problem where it is again value has gone. So this is crazy. Tick interval, let's say 2. Minor ticks, tick interval, so also let's take it 2, and okay, so 0 to this much. Oops, I created one more dashboard by accident. Delete. Okay, so this is the first part of the visualization, as you can see. Now The second thing is over here you have this box, right? So what do we need? We need, in this case, a floating container. So click on floating and bring the text over here, and I will just double click and Control A, Control C. What it is showing is the largest earthquake on record till date is Valdivia earthquake that occurred on May 22, 1960. That's basically the observation one has to provide while working with the visualization, and I'm just putting it over here. You will view it, you understand in a couple of minutes like why I'm doing it, because we will keep on changing wherever we want. So this is what I'm taking as a floating. Now the next thing is earthquake distribution, but if you see, this is one visualization, this is another. In this case Chimdi has taken the floating, but what I will going to do is I will take a fixed one so that it is fixed like a tiled. Okay, so what I'll bring is, the reason I'm doing this is because I want you to be more friendly to your containers, because it will not move way too much like a floating container when a screen size changes. So it just fixes the visualization. So I'm putting the horizontal container, right, bringing it down a little bit, and we will do all these adjustments, so don't worry about that. And I will bring first this visualization, right, and we will make it, by clicking over here, we'll make it floating, and we will put it somewhere here, right, and we can format it, format legend, and over here in font, okay, this is title, and this is the font. Okay, I have entered into drawing. This much is good. Okay, so we have done this. Now what do we need is, we need to add the text box. So if I bring the text box and I put it over here, and what do I need is basically this information. So this is what it is showing, is the magnitude, what the range of magnitude is. So I will double click and copy this, instead of writing one by one. Click OK, and now it is becoming part. So you can see, rather than floating, you can actually fix it in a container, which in my view is way much better, because you can fix it up and make sure that they are not going haywire or out of the screen when screen sizes changes based on what the user, where the user is looking at, like a desktop or a small laptop, like a 13-inch laptop, 16-inch laptop, stuff like that. So with that, we have this. We don't want to show the title, so we click on hide title. I think there is nothing like a title over here. So this information is now present. Down below we have this again, a floating, but we will continue using our containers. So I will increase the height to something which is 2000. Yeah, 2000 is good from my perspective. And then what I can do is I can increase the size of this a little bit, right, and we can, so you can see now, because of that, since it is floating, it is just changing anywhere, right, it is moving up or down. We don't want that. So that is the reason I choose maximum time the fixed containers, horizontal, vertical. Okay, so we have this visualization. Now we will, below to that, bring the map. Oops, I incorrectly put it outside. Let me just put it here. Nope. Yeah, I think this is fine. So we have all these containers that we will going to pick and add it where we want. So first thing first is giving it a little bit less size, and this will move over here in a minute, so don't worry, we have our map here. We will go here and not this, but I will going to put it below this. So it has taken a lot of space, as you can see. So what I am doing is I am going up, right, and from here we are going down, further down, further down, further down, just to make sure that visualization is coming perfectly. So I hope you are able to see the borders that I am changing, right? Okay, minor, and there is one more, micro. Perfect. So you can see. Okay, so what has happened is my Tableau got shut down automatically. So that's the reason. Always make sure you save the vault. So this is what I was working with. Let me see how much of my work is saved. If not, I will pause and come to that level and then start showing you. Tableau has quit or encountered an unexpected don't send. Okay, so a lot has gone. So you can see the issue, right? So it is connecting with my connection allow because it is on Google Drive, right? So what I'll do is let me bring up all of this, bring the dashboard, and then come back. All right, so I have in another 5 minutes I have brought all of these objects together like it was. So what I'm going to do is over here in this visualization, if you see, you have map filters like this one, but what I will do is I will, for the sake of simplicity and user interactivity, user don't have to get confused that one filter is present here, one here, and another here. Usually not the design what I follow, so I will make this change. And the change from that perspective is, what I will do is I will try to bring in below here. If it is not coming, what I can do is I can even go to the layout, right? So we have this tiled layout, horizontal, tiled, vertical, all of this, right? And we have what within vertical we have this horizontal, vertical, sheet 1, sheet 2, we have sheet 3. In that we have years, right? So what we will do is we will put magnitude over, try to put the magnitude, right click, if I try to drag this up, no, so I need to come over here and make a bit of an adjustment. I'll just try to see if I can view. No, there is nothing like view or anything. Okay, now I think it is good. So it will come here, magnitude is here, right? And after that we have this, which I will bring it beside this, and then the regions, right? I will try to adjust it, don't worry, it happens. Okay, so now we will adjust this. I'll make sure I'll save this, otherwise everything will be gone. Okay, so we have this, we have this, we have this, regions. So to me this is a much cleaner layout as compared to this one, right? So we have, if I bring it up a little bit, This much is fine. So we have magnitude, we have this. What I'll do is I'll just try to click one enter. Nope, nothing happens. I was just trying to bring it down. Okay, so we have this magnitude from 0 to 7.87 is something what is coming as an average, right? And we have years, and down below we have this chart. So something is coming, that means it is title. So right click and say hide title. And now if I try to change earthquake, number of death, earthquake magnitude, all, number of missing person, deaths, and all of these. So all of this is coming. Now you can see that number of values are coming less is because I think I have not added again location, name, all of those type of values, right? Day of occurrence, this should be exact date, time of occurrence, again discrete, time of occurrence again discrete, but I will keep it like exact time. And so these are the ones which we added and was not part of it. Now if I just go here and try to change earthquake magnitude, you will see now lot many values because more details have been added to the visualization. Number of deaths, earthquake, you want to see it for any region like a Central America, so it's over here. We want to view it like a Middle East, right? We want to look at East Asia, this is where it is, right? So now this visualization is mostly there. I think what else is present is earthquake map, right? This is again the text which is coming. So what you can do is, rather than again it is floating, so I don't want it floating, that's not what I like. So I'll go and bring a text. Ooh, this is floating, tiled, text. Okay, I will just double click and I'll copy this and paste it. So an important part is, you may be wondering like, how can we write a commentary like this? So two things what I feel through which you can really do. One is, what I have found is, few years back I was preparing for IELTS, IELTS, that is International English Language Testing System. That's where they test your speaking skills, listening skills, writing skills and reading skills. I think these are the 4 skills that they test, right? So there in writing skills, if you are preparing for a student visa, then in that case there is a section where they give you a chart, right, or chart type of an image, and ask you to write about that. So it's basically developing your skill about how much you can really observe from a chart, observe from a situation and write about it. And same thing is going over here. It's an earthquake situation, it's about a map, so it's earthquake map, the title. The earthquake map shows earthquake data, century over different measures like we have, right? Color legend denotes the earthquake severity, so we need to make sure that legend is present over here, legend, color richer, right? And we just need to make sure that it is, we'll make this floating. Okay, so we have this, and we will just make sure that this is present at the right place. Okay, so if I come down, I have this, and I will bring it below, right, somewhere here. We will go here, format legend, like we have done it over here. So font, this one, actual legend, this, and we have the legend, right? So we have this, click the legend item to filter map. So this one, this one, this one, anything what we filter, we're going to filter the map, right? So this is about it. Available map. So available map says you have the maps available by these measures. Same is being written over here. Earthquakes by magnitude, damage million and all that. right? So you can even write it like available maps and additional filters. You can filter by year, you can filter by magnitude, you can filter by this. So this is about how much commentary we want to write, and accordingly, based on what we are providing, what we are having it over here, we can also write about tooltip. Like when you hover over, you will see that country, location name, and day of occurrence, time of occurrence, all of that over here. Similarly, if you go up, you will see that this is about a significant earthquake database. So this is a little bit about the database, little bit about, you know, criteria like death causing moderate damage and all, what this database is all about. So and little bit then about the visuals, explore significant earthquakes since 1921, provide information about date and time and occurrence. So if you see, our visualization is very much similar to this visualization that we have created, giving you a feeling of an infographic. Now the only last piece is, if you see, there is some space here and here. And then for that, first thing first is I will keep the size as 1200, which is in the original dashboard here. So I will keep it 1200. Okay, so I get some space over here and down below as well. And then with the help of the container, or no, not container, I'm sorry, with the help of a blank object, which I will put it here. So you can see what I'm doing, right? So now a object is present here. Similarly, I will put a blank object on the right hand side. Yeah, and we will reduce and we will little bit move this here. Okay, so now you have this, you have this one as well, right? Where if you want to move it up or down, you can add an object at the top as well, if this is what you feel like. So now you can like this, right? So this is all about, you know, fixing up the layout. Here a lot of floating layout is being used, but what we are, so this is how the original dashboard is. And if I go to the dashboard we created here, I hope you created with me step by step. We have this dashboard what we created, right? So I hope you enjoyed this journey with me of close to 1.5 hours, and I hope you learned a lot. Let me know if you have any question. I'll be happy to answer that. Thank you for watching, and I'll meet you in the next video with some new visualization.